What's going on, everybody? We're going to be doing an NFL Week 16 recap for the Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday games today. Obviously, it was the holiday weekend, so there wasn't a specific Thursday recap for the Raiders game, which wasn't really exciting, to be honest with you. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. Today's going to be the final game, Monday, December 28th, 2015, of Week 16. The Bengals at the Denver Broncos. We'll get into that. Well, I already gave you my pick. I think I took the Bengals, because I don't trust Osweiler. I think that was the last recap that I did when I gave you guys my picks. I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't know about Osweiler. But yeah, go ahead and check this game out. This will have a separate recap tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the games that were played last week. Thursday, December 24th, that was a Thursday night game. The Chargers at the Raiders. Like I said, it wasn't a very exciting game. Neither one of these teams are doing anything at this point. I'm really disappointed in the Raiders, though, overall for the season, because they're a team that should have made the playoffs. But, you know, certain things happen. Aldon Smith, you know, they finally came down with his suspension, and that really affected that D-line. You know, Khalil Mack can't do it himself. He did have 5 sacks one game, but it's very hard. People don't know how hard it is. I was once a D lineman. It's very, when other guys don't do their job, it's very difficult for you to just be a one-man wrecking crew, because those old linemen are fat as hell. You know what I'm saying, bro? So you're gonna have some issues. But you know, other than that, the game itself, it just overall wasn't exciting. It went to OT. You know, you just find yourself thinking, like, what are they playing for? And I know a lot of guys are like, yeah, but you still got to play. You're playing for pride and stuff like that. The game lost me. It really did lose me. The only thing I was really, you know, fascinated with watching was just the GOAT, you know, Charles Woodson. He's going to be retiring, and just being able to watch his last games and, you know, everything that happened over here at the stadium, for him to be able to win this game like this, that was huge for me. That was it. You know, because like Charles Woodson is a guy that, you know, you watch him, you know, throughout his career, and he always gives you the same thing, and it's just like, wow, he was able to, you know, it's like it couldn't have been scripted better, like he said in his own words, like to win like that, you know, at home, you know what I'm saying, in front of Raider Nation, it was huge. It was huge for him, and that was the biggest story, just them winning the game. Other than that, the game was boring as hell. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you guys. I took no interest in this game. Just watching Phillip Rivers throw the ball mad ridiculously, and it's just, look guys, I don't know, but this game didn't excite me at all. I know that you have, you know, there's some real diehard fans out there that are looking to other things. I know that Melvin Gordon's supposed to be on IR. A lot of things just went so haywire with the Chargers. They started off so well, and it just ended so abruptly. Like, everything was just over so abruptly. The Raiders, however, you know, Derek Carr, there's a lot of upside to him. Amari Cooper, there's extreme upside to him. Extreme upside to Amari Cooper. But overall, this game in itself, the biggest story was just that the GOAT, Charles Woodson, you know, got to win his last home game there, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to write home about. The Redskins at the Eagles. Redskins 38, Eagles 24. Yo, I don't know why the hell I didn't just go with my gut feeling and start Kirk Cousins in fantasy. I act like a douche and, like, you know, listen to these other idiot experts, and I always do it in my championship, bro. And, you know, it's just so annoying. But the dude came out, man. Jordan Reed is a monster. I'm just really, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I doubt that they win a playoff game. If they do win a playoff game, then Kirk Cousins is going to get that much more money. But the Redskins, man, you got to give them credit. Nobody would have picked them, you know, early on coming out. All these experts, nobody picked the Redskins. It was later on during the season or whatever when guys started to realize where it was rounding out to. And you know that Chip Kelly was going to implode because he's a douchebag. And the Giants just couldn't win a game in the fourth quarter. And, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, you know, Tony Romo went down. So it was just like, you know, whatever. Just put anybody out there. Let's put Matt Castle out there, the other idiot that's out there now. It doesn't really matter. The bottom line is the Redskins stepped up when everybody else fell, and they hold the crown. You know, the Eagles are eliminated. The Giants are eliminated. And obviously, the Cowboys have been eliminated forever. It's just been a real drastic season for a lot of teams, and this game was actually exciting. I would have liked for Deshaun Jackson to get more yards, but I like the fact that Deshaun Jackson didn't do what LaShawn McCoy did and bring more attention to it, and just went out there and his team responded. And this was a really good game. And, you know, Chip Kelly getting, you know, command of the whole thing and you know, the team and controlling of the team and all that stuff like that. you know, I don't know why he was able to get that type of control, because, you know, DeMarco Murray shouldn't come back there, but you paid him a boatload of money that, you know, you guys could figure out how to get rid of him. But it's just all stupid, because it seems like the Eagles did that to just spite the Cowboys instead of do what they should have done to make the Eagles a better team. In my opinion, it just seems that Chip Kelly looks like that kind of vindictive fat guy, you know, because he's a weird fat guy. He's like a teddy bear, but with too big of a gut. You know, like how some teddy bears have a small stomach? He has a big, like, he's just that weird teddy bear, bro, that just wants to get back at people that did bad things to him, but you can't do it like that. Like DeMarco Murray, if you don't get DeMarco Murray, you spend that money someplace else and just let Darren Sproles start and get somebody to back Darren Sproles up, the Eagles have a whole different season. If you don't bring Bradford into a team, to a scheme where it requires the read option, okay, and Bradford is not a fast guy. He's not even a guy that's considered really mobile. He's been a pocket passer, you know, since college. If you bring in the right things, because Jordan Matthews he turned out to be really, really good. He has the speed. He could do stuff. You know, Aguilar was just a bum, but you could have. It was a lot of different things that Chip Kelly could have done, and it just seemed that he was just overthinking. And you know, when you get control of the team, you got to be careful with overthinking. So I don't really want to bash Chip Kelly for that, because, you know, he's coming from college. He gets that whole, you know, he gets that command, he gets that power, and he just utilized it wrong. You know what I'm saying? He utilized it wrong, and the season's over, and now everybody's gonna. You got to get him for what he did. Don't get him because of the way he looks. Like, he looks like a he looks like Humpty Dumpty, but with a tan. Like, he really pisses me off with his face overall. And that's pretty much what the issue is. But I'm not mad at him for making a decision that he thought was gonna work. I'm mad that the people that, you know, I'm mad about the people that he chose. Let's just put it like that. Like, you can do whatever you want, but people are looking at the pieces that you're bringing in, and the pieces that you're bringing in don't make any sense. So then we have the right, as outsiders, to look at it and say, what the hell are you doing? Because it doesn't make any sense with what he's trying, you know, with his whole scheme from that basic, you know, the basis of his Oregon offense. That doesn't make any sense with the people that he was bringing in, because it doesn't work. So we would think that since he's such a genius, he would have figured that out already, but he didn't. And that's what my biggest issue is about Chip Kelly, is that you should have been able to look at what you were visibly doing and just see that it didn't work. But all in all, they're out of the playoffs. And, you know, we get to see Chip Kelly one more time next week and just look at him and just laugh at his face. And that's pretty much it. 49ers at Lions. The Lions play tough. You know, I don't know what's going on with either one of these teams, bro. Because Jim Caldwell, if he comes back, you know, I don't know if Calvin Johnson Jr. is going to be there, but everybody expected the Lions to beat the 49ers. It's not like an exciting game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Tomasula, I don't know. Okay, he doesn't have a team. People could give him that. Maybe they rebuild in this offseason and he gets a real chance as a coach and see what he can do. But he had a lot of bad deals, bro. First of all, Kaepernick was ass all season. See, guys, you got to be fair. See, now that we're towards the end of the season, I got to be fair with all the judgment, because I would want somebody to be fair towards me. It doesn't matter to me if I'm judged by anybody else, as long as it's fair criticism. I don't really care about criticism, but as long as it's fair. Tomasula was dealt a hand that was wild as fuck, bro. He was dealt a hand like he was playing spades and had no face cards and no high cards. Like, Kaepernick came out and just became a total bum. Running game, had one good game. They started up the year, won a game with Hyde. I don't know what happened to him. Everything fell apart. It was destruction. So we need to give this man at least one more year with a decent team and see what he can do. And then we can move forward about, you know, judging the 49ers. As far as the Lions go, Calvin Johnson needs to leave. I know he wants to be a Lion for the rest of his career, all that crap, blah, blah, blah. He wants to be like Larry Fitzgerald. Bro, listen, man. You look like you still have some stuff in you, and Matthew Stafford is just the guy that's going to throw picks on a regular basis. If he can't get it to you deep, he's going to throw picks. And I don't know. Maybe it's time to move on. That's just my opinion. Abdullah, I think there's a lot of upside to Abdullah. Golden Tate actually plays very, very well there. But I don't know how well he would play there if Calvin Johnson wasn't there taking up, you know, some attention. So there's a lot of things that can happen for the Lions. My biggest thing is, why wait until the middle of the season to fire Jim Caldwell? You should fire him now. That's my only thing. And like, again, I don't care if Jim Caldwell gets paid the same money, you know, scrubbing toilets. He just shouldn't be the head coach of the Detroit Lions. That's my whole point. Steelers at Ravens. Steelers 17, Ravens 20. Big Ben Roethlisberger is a piece of shit. And I'm saying that without any type of, you know, bleep noise or anything like that, because I actually used that asshole in a fantasy game, and he was horrible against the Ravens. And I just don't know. And I'm so mad at the Steelers right now because he cost me my fantasy league, Ben Roethlisberger, with the way he played, to a defense that gives up so much passing yards. You went out there and played like that. Granted, there was a lot of pass interference that caused the receivers not to get yards, but he played like garbage. And I don't know. You see, it's games like this that determine if you're an elite quarterback or not. And Ben Roethlisberger, believe it or not, has a lot of games like this where he just comes out and he just shit the bed like he's just the bum. He does this a lot. People try to say, yeah, bro, you know what? No, he does it a lot. This is not something that's out of the ordinary. He does this kind of shit a lot. And it's really annoying that he did this on this day in the playoffs. And I know a lot of people lost money because of this idiot. He's a joke. Okay, and he's the kind of guy, I think, once he came out of the game and said that he thinks about his family now and all that crap with the concussion, he's been a different guy. He's just been a guy that nobody gives a F about. Yeah, I'm done with this effing guy. He's a piece of crap, a jerk off, and a freaking little penis bastard. As far as the Ravens, man, that's the way, man. Allen, the running back, who do they have out there? Mallet. They did enough to win the game. You know what I'm saying, bro? They played deep. Jimmy Smith did outrageous, blatant pass interferences. The safeties were doing pass interference. Everybody's doing whatever they wanted to do to not get the Steelers what they wanted. There was no Antonio Brown show. There was none of that BS going on. They played them well, and this is why not at one point during this horrendous season for the Ravens, in which they had so many ridiculous injuries, did I say that John Harbaugh should be fired. John Harbaugh is a good coach, and like I said, you can only coach what you have. And he lost all of his key players. So he gets a pass. There shouldn't be nothing swirling around about him being on the hot seat. He gets a pass. Mike Tomlin, you had injured quarterbacks, whatever like that. Big Ben played yesterday. You know what I'm saying, bro? He went out there and just did whatever. Your defense played horrible. You know what I'm saying? Giving up all these yards to the Ravens, bro, with a freaking bum quarterback. Like, come on, man. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to see. The Steelers don't deserve to make the playoffs, and they shouldn't. Cowboys 6, the Bills 16. At the Bills, yeah, now you want to win, Buffalo, and you didn't even win in good fashion. Like a 6-16 game against the Cowboys, bro. You're throwing picks before the end of the half into the, Tyrod Taylor, man, I'm happy for him. He's been on the bench for so long. It was so good to see him get a chance. Look, the guy had great efficiency. He played well. He did a lot of key things during the season, which I thought would help the Buffalo Bills get to the playoffs. But again, Rex Ryan is the coach. And like I said, Rex Ryan, I understand he likes to defend his players. I understand players like that, all that shit like that. Too much talking. Like, seriously, bro. Like, I've coached. And, I play around on YouTube, whatever like that. Bro, when it's time to handle business, it's time to handle it. Ain't bro, we don't got time to talk, man. You go out there, you handle your business. I'm not talking to people and telling them what we're going to do and how we're going to do this. Bro, go out there, play your game, and shut the F up. And if he understands that and just tones it down a little bit, the Bills can be a good team next year. But they actually played worse than, with him than they did the last year. Like, bro, he whatever. Like, I'm just so done with the Bills, man. And the Cowboys, oh my God. Can you get any more disgusting? Darren McFadden, good game, bro, but man, I don't know. I think they should trade for RG3 or trade for who's the other idiot that's available? I don't even know. I don't know. They should either Johnny Manziel, that's throwing fucking passes to his offensive linemen and shit. They got to do something. The Cowboys quarterback situation is crazy. I give Romo maybe one more year, then he got to go. You know what I'm saying? Get your money, get the F out. He's already got enough to not win playoff games. So, I don't really have mercy for any of them. I just want to see good football, and the Cowboys have been everything but that. Bears at the Buccaneers. The Bears 26, Buccaneers 21. Jameis Winston, he's had a good year. If you look at his numbers, he as a rookie, he hasn't had that bad of a year. But he has games like this, bro, where he was under pressure, just throwing the ball anyway. He didn't give a shit where he was throwing the ball at. Bro, it didn't matter to him, bro. Like, it's very, very difficult. First of all, his coaching staff, I don't like it. I don't like Lovie Smith coaching staffs. So I'm very, very happy that he's gotten this much success with Lovie Smith, controlling the helm. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lovie Smith makes me sick. The Bears, Jay Cutler, bruh, he's the luckiest man in NFL. Like, he made a GM sign him to ridiculous money, And, you know, he comes in sometimes and plays, sometimes he doesn't. You know, they got this win. It's against the Buccaneers. It means nothing. They have no shot of making the playoffs. But, you know, the Bears have been a disappointment this year. Obviously, John Fox, you know, is the coach, and that doesn't really help the situation. He's also a loser. He's like a younger Jeff Fisher. You know what I'm saying? John Fox. Like, he's just a loser. And that's pretty much what it is. You know, he had his one chance at the Super Bowl with the Panthers, and that was it for him. And we move on, bro. Like, he's not a guy that I want to see as the face of an organization, bro. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? When you get fired from the Denver Broncos, bro, like, you know, it's telling you something. Like, you can't, you're not that guy that can get me over the hump. Pretty much what somebody's trying to say. Because if you were, you would have still been with the Denver Broncos. So I don't really respect him as a head coach at this point. I'm just, you know, if you were fired for no reason, like, people say, oh yeah, but they went to the Super Bowl or they went to the playoffs. Yeah, I understand that. But owners, if they're smart, they'll look at the impact of them being a coach. Some guys, you know their impact. You know what I'm saying? You know guys that can get you over the hump eventually. John Fox don't got that face, and neither does Lovie Smith. So both of these teams, it didn't really matter what was going on with it. It was just like another game for pride, pretty much. Nothing to write home about. The fans came out to support, and you know, like I said, I think they should really be supporting the Jacksonville Jaguars, because the Buccaneers, other than Mike Evans, you know, and maybe Jameis Winston, I gotta give Jameis Winston. Vincent Jackson's on his way out. You know, I really don't know. They got a good running back there with the Bucs. Well, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else going on with the Buccaneers right now. They got to fire their head coach, and that's the bottom line. And Bears, they're probably gonna give John Fox some more time, but he's not gonna do anything there, and that's pretty much it. Panthers at the Falcons, upset of the day. Panthers 13, the Falcons 20. Before everybody jumps and says Cam Newton shouldn't get the MVP because of one loss, you know, I tweeted this out. Before the season started, when Kelvin Benjamin went down, everybody wrote off the Panthers. And they went 14-0. And they still didn't really get any respect. And now the Falcons come in, and Julio Jones is jumping over people's goddamn heads like it's a video game, and over Kuechly and running it for 6. And, you know, they deal with the Panthers accordingly, play them tough. And now everybody's like, you know, whatever, he shouldn't get it, whatever like that, he sucks, stuff like that. And that's my problem, because if you look at what this man has been able to do with Ted Bum-Ass Ginn and a bunch of other surrounding factors, you would be out your mind to not vote for Cam Newton. And anybody that even says anything other than voting for Cam Newton is an asshole. And look, I mean that respectively, because you can't. I don't care about. I'm gonna get to the Patriots in a second, and I understand that everybody had injuries and stuff like that. Look at who Cam Newton had to work with. Just look at who he had to work with on offense, and the things that he was able to do this season, and judge him on one loss. Go ahead, judge him on one loss. That's smart. Go ahead and do that. It makes absolutely no sense to do that. The Falcons came out, they played hard, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. It's a shot in hell. You know, it's a shot in hell. I don't think it's going to happen. They suck. Whatever, bro. We move on. That's it. Is it like, bro, you know, Matt Ryan played a decent game. He went up, just threw the ball up in the air. Kuechly couldn't get up and do nothing to Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a goddamn monster. Jumped over it, ripped the goddamn ball off the top of his head, and ran it for 6. Shit happens, bro. Cough it up. Bro, you're going to get that work. And that's what happened. The Falcons came out. It's a division game, division rivalry. They came out, you know, Cam Newton scored, rocking the baby. You know, Devontae Freeman scored, rocking the baby. Bro, listen, it's hatred. They don't like each other. And it worked out in the Falcons' favor for today. Well, for yesterday. But, you know, it's no reason that, you know, Cam Newton should not be eligible or be that guy that should be getting the MVP. I'm sorry. And he's still my MVP candidate, even with that loss. And that's it. It's one game. And the biggest part of this game was that Julio Jones catch. That was, you know, they went for it on 4th down twice, didn't get it, blah, blah, blah. You know, sometimes you're going to have games like that. You know, the 72 Dolphins could go, you know, pop some champagne. You know, you're good again, and that's it. But don't, you know, I don't know, man. I wouldn't write the MVP off who was Cam Newton and how he's been playing the entire season. Colts at the Dolphins. This game was a joke. The Colts won. Chuck Pagano will still get fired at the end of the season. The Colts still have a shot, you know, to make the playoffs. I don't know how, but it's possible. The Dolphins have been a disappointment. Dan Campbell should be fired. He's an interim coach that I thought would come in and change it just by the way that he looks. but looks are deceiving, I guess, because he hasn't done anything that makes sense. Have they fired interim coaches? Like, if I'm the owner, I'll fire him as an interim coach in the same season. Like, this guy, I don't know what happened to the Dolphins. First of all, Tannehill sucks, and he needs to go, and a lot of other things need to happen. But the Colts are even worse. And I don't really want to talk about this game because it disgusted me. Every time I flipped to it, it just made me want to throw up in my mouth. So the bottom line is that they won. They won an ugly game, and they still have a shot to get to the playoffs. But, you know, even if they do go, you know, whatever, they're not going to do anything. And Chuck Pagano should be fired while the game starts. Patriots at the Jets. Patriots 20, the Jets 26. This was a very, very exciting game. Obviously, Revis picked off Tom Brady again. Both men have said that there's no hatred towards each other, but we all know as competitors, there's always that edge. And I think Darrelle Revis got the best of Tom Brady yesterday. It looked like Gronk was even expecting that post route. He just threw it too early, whatever, but that was a nice interception. Obviously, the biggest part of this game is the overtime, where the Patriots, they wanted to kick the ball, but then they were wondering why they couldn't decide the way to kick the ball, and the guy looks mad dumb while he's standing there like, I don't know, coach. But, you know, after the game, Bill Belichick clearly said that he wanted to kick the ball. With Tom Brady under center, I have no idea why he would do that. That made no sense, but it was done, and that was it. That was the most exciting. That's the most exciting part of the game. Brandon Marshall is just a real man out there. You know, Eric Decker's doing his part, and Fitzpatrick again. If Ninkapali doesn't break that idiot Geno Smith's jaw, you guys are not. All you Jet fans are not talking about the playoffs and all the shit right now. You're talking about rebuilding and all that other dumb shit. Be happy that he got his jaw broke. Sometimes violence is necessary. And it was necessary for Geno Smith to get his jaw broke because it made the Jets season better. And anybody that doesn't want to admit that, including Geno Smith, needs to go sit the F down someplace and shut the F up. Because Geno Smith knows that if he played, the Jets would not be in this position right now. Fitzpatrick is doing work, and it's working out. The Patriots, on the other hand, you know, again, Tom Brady's the other guy that they wanted to have, you know, in the top ballot or whatever like that for MVP. You lost to the Jets in a game that you should have won that could have helped you lock up your position. That means something too. So if anything, both of them should take a step back. Not just Cam Newton, you know, the invincible Tom, and then your coach don't want to give you the ball in overtime. The great Tom Brady, that was weird to me. I don't know what the hell Bill Belichick was doing, if he was, you know, taking Quaaludes. I don't know what the hell he was doing, popping Xanax. I don't know. But that was a ridiculous call. Because it's no way I'm not taking the ball with Tom Brady under center. If it's some other way, okay, fine, whatever. Maybe he's thinking his defense could stop him, or they'll get a pick, and, you know, whatever, special teams. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. But that was ridiculous, and that was the biggest part of the game. But just to let you guys know, there was no confusion. Bill Belichick directed them to kick the ball, and just whichever way they wanted it to go. And the guy just looked mad stupid after he decided to kick. And that's it. That was pretty much it. Congratulations to the Jets. Let's see if you guys can make the playoffs, because you still got another week left. Texans at the Titans. The Texans 34, Titans 6. Titans were horrible this game. The Texans beat the blood out of them. It was rape. They should be convicted of all kinds of penalties and things like that. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's not a situation where anything else makes any... Bro, there's nothing else to really talk about. They sucked. And that's where it is right now. The Texans, however, they just really dominated and destroyed them. Hopkins is a real player in this game, bro. Hopkins is a boss. You know what I'm saying, guys? And he just goes up and gets the goddamn ball. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on. Who the hell was that Whedon that was throwing the ball like that? Bro, he didn't look nothing like that in Dallas. Yo, I don't even know, man. That was a crazy scene right there. That was a crazy, crazy scene right there. Wow. Disgusting blowout. Texans still reign in the division over there. They're going to make the playoffs. And they're not a team that's just going to go out, depending on how they play. The Texans are dangerous, bro. The Texans will go out there and do some crazy shit with Brandon Whedon at quarterback and just make the Cowboys look worse. Browns at Chiefs. Browns 13, Chiefs 17. The Chiefs should be good for the playoffs at this point. The Browns, man, Johnny Manziel throwing the ball to linemen and shit. Like, Johnny Manziel, he might be still doing coke. I don't know what's going on. Either way, you know, we're not really talking about the Browns as much because I don't think it was fair with what Mike Pettin did to Johnny Manziel all year, not giving him enough time to play and see what his value was, because I think it would have benefited the Browns more if he played more, because his value would have probably gone up and they could have got rid of him instead of treating the guy like crap and putting him in dog houses and cat houses and all kind of houses and all kind of crap that this guy is talking about. Mike Pettin, the human eggplant, should be fired post-haste. The Chiefs, on the other hand, have played well. They found ways to win, and once again, Once again, Jamal Charles being injured was the best thing to happen to the Chiefs. Great game, great way to pull it out. Every game is not going to be great. And Alex Smith is racking up mad yards on the ground. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, bro. I didn't even know he was that fast. I don't know what's happening, bro. Kudos to the Chiefs and the fans. I didn't think they would make the playoffs. But, you know, Jamal Charles being injured once again really helped them. Jaguars at Saints. Jaguars 27, the Saints 38. Drew Brees made some great throws to Brandon Cooks. Listen, Cooks is a beast, bro. He's mad small. He's a beast, though. And, you know, he had the plantar fasciitis or something like that. Drew Brees, and he played like nothing was wrong with him. And you got to give that man credit. Hightower, great story coming back after a devastating knee injury to play the way he played. Wow. We all know the Saints ain't going nowhere, but that's a good, that's a good way to try to end your season, man. The Jaguars, though, bro, Blake Bortles, bro, you can't be playing like the way you're playing, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? You gotta, I know you got guys involved later. You got Hearns involved later and all that kind of stuff like that, but he was playing kind of crazy. Throwing picks, doing dumb crap, and then trying to come back late. It just wasn't enough. But either way, neither one of these games mattered, so we don't want to dive into it too much. I do think that there's a lot of upside to the Jaguars, though, and I've been saying that for the last 5-6 weeks. I like what they can build there, and I think they could be a very, very good team. The Saints, I don't know how much more Drew Brees has. I don't know how much more Sean Payton has. But I think that at some point they got to make a decision to move. I don't know. I don't think that they should both be back with the Saints next year, if that makes sense. Somebody got to leave. I don't think it's working anymore, in my opinion. Packers at the Cardinals. Packers 8, Cardinals 38. The Packers are an embarrassment to themselves, their fans, their boxer shorts, and AIDS. Just AIDS, the fucking disease. Like, bro, what are you guys doing out there, bro? You guys got, the great bad man, Aaron Rodgers, got demolished, bro. It was embarrassing, man. And David Johnson is a real man out there, but that running back for the Cardinals, like F. Chris Johnson, David Johnson, young rookie, bro. I would cut Chris Johnson right now. You know what I'm saying, bro? Listen, bro, Johnson's a Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Get that motherfucker, get him out of here. That boy David Johnson and, Malcolm, is Malcolm Floyd? Yo, bro. Wow. What the F is, the Cardinals got so many weapons. Fitzgerald, I'm scared of the Cardinals, bro. I'm real scared of the Cardinals. In the NFC, the Cardinals will go to beat the hell out of the Panthers with the way the Panthers just played against the goddamn, bum-ass Falcons. I'm scared of the Cardinals, man. When you go and beat on the Packers like that, it's still the Packers. At the end of the day, it's still the Packers. You still got Clay Matthews. You still got Aaron Rodgers. You still got, Julius Peppers, all these guys. I know you don't got, your main receiver and all that stuff, but it's still the Packers. Like, to get beat down like this, wow. Wow, man. Look, I don't want to have to deal with the Cardinals if I'm any team in the NFC, bro. Like, seriously, I don't want to have to deal with the Cardinals. And just to think that they only have 2 losses, and if the Panthers lose next week, it's pretty much the Cardinals can pretty much take everything. Like, I don't want to deal. I don't want to know what's gonna happen, bro. All I know is that when the Cardinals play, regardless, they should have a first-round bye, and resting those guys is just gonna make it worse. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this is just, I don't even know, man. Like, seriously. The Cardinals are a dangerous team. The Packers, they just doodled on themselves, bro. Bro, doodled. I didn't even say shit just for the, I had to be, like, make it PG-13. Like, bro, they doodled on themselves yesterday. It was horrible. They played like garbage. So many fumbles by Starks. Why is Starks fumbling the ball? I don't even know. Fat-ass Eddie Lacy couldn't get going. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with the Packers, but we can all know now that they're not a threat to go to the Super Bowl for all the Packers fans. We can all know that right now. That they're not a threat at all, at any time. We can all know that now. Rams at Seahawks, Rams 23, Seahawks 17. Did Russell Wilson really jump like 15 yards over the line of scrimmage trying to throw the ball? Like, bro, this game was so horrible. Obviously Doug Baldwin, his greatest slot receiver ever, he went off. But it was a really, really bad game to start. Richard Sherman got burnt outright by Kenny Britt. I didn't even know Kenny Britt could run like that no more. That was crazy, bro. Richard Sherman is a joke now. I don't know, man. Nobody respects him anymore, and he's just, the Legion of Boom is not a Legion of Doom, and in a bad way. The Rams, Jeff Fisher was very, very excited about this win. It doesn't really matter. I think Jeff Fisher should be fired. I think he should be fired right now as I'm doing this podcast or recap or whatever you want to call it. I don't understand. Todd Gurley went off with the team that he has. I don't see how they are in the position that they are in. They went in there 6-8. They shouldn't be that bad. overall in record. They really went out and lost a lot of games that they should have won, and I think a lot of that has to do with the locker room, just visibly looking at the players. I don't know if you guys could go back and look at that game where he gathered them up and was like trying to have a huddle, Jeff Fisher, and yelling at them and doing like, they're like, shut up, bro, you're a clown. So, you know, beating the Seahawks, all that doesn't really hurt the Seahawks. It doesn't really do much for the Rams because, you know, you should have been doing more anyway. Todd Gurley is he had a great season, over 1,000 yards. That's nothing to write off. But he had some games where he didn't really do anything also. And I didn't expect him to play that well against the Seahawks defense, but obviously I was wrong, just like everybody else was. I know a lot of people thought that they would be able to lock up the Rams and, you know, continue their playoff push, but that was an embarrassment. It was horrible. The score looks closer than it actually was. They made a push towards the end, but overall the Seahawks are an embarrassment to themselves, and the Rams are even worse. I say fire Jeff Fisher as soon as possible. And that O-line coach that was talking trash about, you know, when beast mode comes back and all this stuff and all that crap just because you were winning. You see how it happens, bro? You see why you should shut up and guys should just really close their goddamn mouths? Because now look at it. Look what happened. You got your ass whipped. And if I'm a head coach, I want to fire him for talking and saying that. Because beast mode is beast mode. Marshawn Lynch is Marshawn Lynch. You don't worry about him fitting in. He'll do what he has to do. That man plays hard every goddamn game. And a lot of these coaches and Bevel, the offensive coordinator, they really have a hard-on for him because they made a very, very bad decision to throw a goddamn pass in the Super Bowl. And it's not Marshawn Lynch's fault. It's those guys' fault. They need to be fired. And that's the situation that needs to happen in this offseason. And that's the bottom line. Giants at the Vikings. The Giants 17, Vikings 49. Obviously, we know that Odell Beckham Jr. was suspended for torpedoing in his head into somebody's ball sack and helmet. You know, I don't give a shit if he's one guy and you go out there and you lose like this. That's bad. Very, very bad for you to go out there and lose like this. The Vikings crushed you. There were a lot of, you know, pick sixes, all kind of it's just a lot of craziness going on. Dude, McKinnon running for 6. You know, I think how long Adrian Peterson just pretty much sat out the game in the second half. Like, I know a lot of fantasy owners are like, what the F is this about? But the Giants were garbage. Eli Manning played like crap. It was a joke. This whole team, the Giants, man, you know, and like I said, I don't really want Tom Coughlin to be fired, but I understand. They've missed the playoffs for however long now, and I understand. But I really don't think that Tom Coughlin is the problem. And I think that he's evolved into a good coach. And it just didn't work out, man. It just didn't work out. The Vikings, on the other hand, they look strong going into the playoffs. You know, Mike Zimmer and them boys. Teddy Bridgewater did enough. He threw some dots. But the defense really came back and played really, really strong. And then they threw out a defensive player from the Giants like they were trying to make up for what happened with Odell Beckham on a stupid play that was nowhere near as violent or ridiculous as what happened with Odell Beckham. And these refs are just idiots, man. I can't, bro. But all in all, the Giants suck, man. They really... Like, I knew they were gonna lose the game, but not like this, man. Not like this. This is just, they're an embarrassment, bro. They're a goddamn embarrassment. And OBJ, if I'm the coach, I don't even play him in week 17, bro. I don't even play him. Why play him? For him to get injured on the last fucking game? Like, why would you play him? You know what I'm saying? But the Vikings are getting healthy. They look good. The Vikings fans, you know, they should be ready to go, man. Because I think that the Vikings running the ball and playing good defense pretty much is a formula to beat any team. Any given Sunday, we don't know what's going to happen. I like their chances. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that. But goddamn, man, the Giants really, really suck. They're going to have to do a lot of things in the offseason. Decide if they want to get rid of Victor Cruz, because this dude is always doing the goddamn salsa, but his cap don't work. So I don't really know what's going to happen with it. We'll see what goes on. Obviously, tonight is the Bengals at the Broncos. Look out for that coming soon. Download these podcasts for free on iTunes and Android. Check the description. Check in the description box to find out how. And that's pretty much it for the Week 16 recap. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you share it. And I'll see you guys next time, man. One love.